If you are failed to grow alocasias and your plant always end up with root rot, stem rot or stunted growth, then this video going to help you. Many people blame themselves for overwatering or underwatering, but here is the truth. Sometimes the problem isn't your plant care at all, it's the soil. Even perfect watering cannot save an alocasia if its roots are trapped in dense, poorly aerated soil. So today, I will show you the potting soil mix that I've been using performed very well to improve the growth of my alocasias. Let's dive in. First, let's understand why alocasias are so sensitive to soil. Alocasias naturally grow on the forest floor, where the soil is rich in organic matter, loose and highly aerated. When temperatures fall below 15 degrees Celsius, most alocasias enter a dormant or semi-dormant state and their growth slows dramatically. But as temperatures rise in spring and summer, they enter their active growing season. This is when they produce their biggest leaves, strongest roots and new shoots. During this stage, the roots need three things: moisture, oxygen and nutrients. A heavy, compact soil usually provides only one: water, and that's why root rot becomes so common. So here is the simple potting soil formula that has worked consistently for me. First, adding 1 part coco peat. Coco peat retains moisture while remaining light, ensuring the roots never dry out too quickly. Next, adding 1 part partly carbonated rice hull. This improves drainage and creates tiny air pockets inside the soil, allowing roots to breathe. Then adding 1 part aeration mix. I prepared this mix by adding an equal part of charcoal, tree bark and clay pebbles. Then I use 1 part out of this blend. These coarse materials increase soil porosity, improve airflow, and reduce the chances of root and stem rot. And finally adding a part of compost. Compost provides slow-release nutrients and beneficial microorganisms that support healthy root development. When all the ingredients are combined, the result is a soft, airy, well-draining potting mix. This closely mimics the natural environment where alocasias evolved. Healthy alocasia roots require oxygen for respiration. A porous soil allows the roots to absorb both water and oxygen efficiently, leading to faster growth and healthier foliage. Now here, these Alocasia poly corms are propagated in sphagnum moss, and after about 4 weeks, they have developed healthy roots and are now ready for transplanting. Before transplanting, I gently remove most of the sphagnum moss from the roots because sphagnum moss behaves like a sponge. It holds a large amount of water. If it remains around the stem and roots after transplanting, and if the plant is accidentally overwatered, it can keep the stem constantly wet and increasing the risk of stem rot. So it's much safer to transfer rooted corms into a well-draining potting soil mix once the roots are established. I am placing all the young plants into one larger pot to create a fuller and bushier display. After repotting, water the soil thoroughly. You will notice that excess water drains out quickly, and that's exactly what we want. A good alocasia soil should retain enough moisture for the roots while allowing excess water to escape immediately. Fast drainage prevents oxygen deficiency around the roots, keeping them healthy and active. So, if you have been struggling with root rot, stem rot, or slow-growing alocasias, don't just change your watering schedule. Change the soil first. A well-balanced potting mix provides the perfect combination of moisture, nutrients, and oxygen, giving your alocasias everything they need to produce larger leaves and stronger roots. If you found this guide helpful, subscribe for more science-backed plant care tips. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.